How am I going to book calls? How am I going to collect payments? How am I going to succeed in this where I'm not breaking myself like 3 or 4 different ways and I'm not like all over the place? So the community in itself, the minute I joined, man, they were like, yo, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm just like, holy crap. It's like, these are from like strangers that I never knew. And then I'm like, and then guys are giving themselves information at the same token. And then I'm looking at the chat from previous comments to see like, how strong is this community? I want to see if they just say welcome to everybody.
For everyone listening, as a coach, what's working for Erasmo is like he went from 0 to 4 clients like this, right? Obviously, you have to get clear on an offer, clear on a yellow brick road, clear on a marketing message, clear on what he's doing, the confidence of how to build an offer, sure, whatever. How you guys all doing today on this fine, what day is it, Erasmo? Wednesday. Come say what up in the comment section below. We're streaming on YouTube, in my Facebook group, on Instagram, and yeah, let's see, go live. Yeah, that's how you do it. Technology, man. One thing that I posted a video on this, I think today or yesterday. I talked about the idea of being adaptable, knowing how to adapt to new things, adapt to new situations. So we're trying out different platforms. And I feel like as coaches, as entrepreneurs, we got to embrace technology and do new things. But anyway, this is about Erasmo, and I'm super excited to share my fitness coach with that looking great and everything. And so what I really want to share is, I want to share your journey. I want to share kind of your experience working with us. I want to share. I want you just to be honest and real and authentic, and just kind of share our first conversation, working with Devin, being able to launch your first coaching program, having success in I would say a pretty short time, and then really go from there. So, bro, introduce yourself, tell us who you are, and then as people start jumping on live, we'll get into it.
All right, cool. So my name is Erasmo. So as you see in the label down below, my Instagram is Victory Frame. So at Victory Frame, and I'm a firefighter here in New York. I'm a radiology tech as well, and I'm a fitness enthusiast. I love helping people. I love helping people in all areas of life. And yeah, man, I'm a bit of a workaholic, and I kind of started thinking of kind of shifting routes into like, you know what, maybe if I find out my true purpose and what I like to do, then maybe I can go this route and kind of free my time a bit, spend more time with family, but also impact many, many, many more lives. So I kind of went this route, and yeah, man, I kind of ran into you guys in the whole process, the whole craziness of the last, I would say, 5 years, 6 years, trying to, giving out free value every single day. Something that started as holding myself accountable, where I was filming myself, I was kind of critiquing myself, being vulnerable with people out there, and I got a lot of positive feedback, and I was like, you know what, maybe I can kind of stream this real quick and see where it goes. So, and yeah, you guys were able to kind of give me some clarity, which I, I really admire for you guys for that. So, and it's only the beginning, so I'm super excited.
Well, so when did you start? You started what, about a month ago?
I started about a month ago. Yes, I started about mid December, late December, kind of when we kind of had that first call, and yeah, I was
Crazy.
one of those, yeah, I was one of those people that I was trying to do this on my own. I'm like, I could kind of just take the formula of like the big dogs that were out there and kind of do it myself. And I was just like, it was taking me way too much time, way too much energy, way too much information, and so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna hire a business coach. I'm gonna need to hire a little coach. And so I was searching. I found like about 3 or 4 coaches. I had them jotted down. Had the whole interview with them, and I kind of set myself up with this one guy out of all of them. And then in the process of me setting myself with this one guy, which I'm not gonna mention his name because he's a really great dude, and his program actually works. But I kind of signed up with him, and then I kind of ran into you guys like a week later, and I was just like, "Hey, listen, man, you guys are my guys. I'm gonna have to come back and talk to the other guys, get my money, my investment from them to try to give it back to you. So just give me a few minutes." And so it happened, it worked out. And then,
That's
yeah, man,
awesome.
it's been like just up. We've been on an up all ever since. I'm kind of grateful for realizing that. So,
I love that, man. Well, I mean, poor guy. I feel bad, but I think I definitely want to talk about that too. Oh, this lagging thing is killing me, but it's all good. I kind of want to talk about it with you as well, which is like for you, before we kind of get into the program, let's kind of talk about your situation. So what were some of the biggest challenges you faced before actually joining the program? So you had this idea, so you're a firefighter by day or whatever. I mean, firefighters work at some level, it's like what, 3 days a week. And so then you had, a lot of firefighters do is they like my last personal trainer had his own gym. He was a firefighter. And so he was more on call. And then, obviously you've done your thing in real estate, but talk about this, talk about your journey with trying to build this coaching business. So for you, what were some of the biggest challenges you were facing? Because did you train people before?
so
I feel like you train people. Yeah. Yeah. Tell us,
but
man.
yeah, so I was training people before. I was training family, friends, and a few strangers too, where they saw my whole entire journey of like the last 8 year period, and then they were like, "Hey, can you train me?" And I was just like, you know what, it's all right. Like we'll do this. And I was like charging them $50 starting out, went up to 100, and then after a while, I'm just like, yo, this is sucking the life out of me because not only was I working 24-hour shifts at my firehouse, but then I would come out, I would do an X-ray shift of 8 hours, and then I have to train people from that. So I was just like over and over again. I had no time with my spouse. I had no time with my son. I had no time with friends. I was just like, yo, you know what? My whole thing was just like grind, and I was kind of glorifying the grind and the hustle and I was like, you know what? I'm just not moving the needle, and so I needed something to move the needle. So to answer your question, one of the initial challenges that I had was number one was film content, right? I wasn't comfortable filming myself, right? Because I always went to the gym. I like working out alone, and I kind of was just like, all right, I'm gonna work out in and out, right? So filming content was pretty big, but then as I practiced and I went along, it felt natural to me. Once I got that down packed, now it's more so like editing videos, and that took a while for me to kind of master. And then I started noticing what I do like and what I don't like, and so I kind of started delegating a few things. Then after that, it was more so of like streamlining the process. Whereas like, okay, how am I gonna book calls? How am I gonna collect payments? How am I going to succeed in this where I'm not breaking myself like three or four different ways and I'm not like all over the place. I still need a little bit of organizational skills, but for the most part, I'm 85% there. And so I was just like, if I need to make this work. I'm all in. I need to make this work. And so that's when you guys came in and you guys kind of was like, hey, listen, we're gonna take a step back. Let's analyze the situation. This is where you need help. This is where you need help. This is what you're gonna do. And that's it. Do not focus on this. Do not focus on this. One step at a time. This is what we're gonna do. And that's what I needed. I needed some clarity.
Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying the video. Now, quick question. If you are a coach and you want to learn exactly how my journey of how I built a multi-six-figure coaching business through community building, click the link down below. It's a 40-minute training. I put my blood, sweat, and tears into this thing, and I basically document my whole journey to exactly how I was able to go from 0 to 10,000 a month to 20,000 a month and plus. And so if you guys are interested, click the link down below. You'll see a webinar link. Check it out. Tell me what you think. And if you're interested, come book a call with us after, and I promise you'll be worth your time. See you very soon.
You guys.
Yeah. So tell us, what were some of the biggest clarity needle movers for you? Like when we talk about clarity, because I know, but I'm very curious to hear like, what were some of the things that was like, that makes sense, that makes sense, that makes sense. Tell us that.
So at first I wasn't that guy that was like, oh, that makes sense. Because for me, what made sense for me, I'm very like once I'm head on with something, I'm not gonna change my beliefs because I know it works. I'm like in my head, I know it works because it worked for him, not knowing that it's not gonna work for me. So I'm like, all right, let me try this other way of doing things because the way that I'm trying is not working and it's actually causing me anxiety and frustration. So what worked for me was more so of like, all right, you told me, hey, this is what we're gonna do. Your demographic is mostly on Facebook, right?
Yeah.
I was like against going into another platform. I'm like, I took my time trying to build Instagram. It took me almost 4 years. I'm like, I can't. So then after a while, I'm like, you know what? Let's try this. And now I know, like, yo, Facebook, I've been getting a lot of traction from it. And that was one. Number two, it was more so of how, like, how do I say this? The systems is like a process, a system where you guys had the sales magnet, you guys had the yellow brick road thing. It was like boom, boom. We're gonna do this in pillars and stuff like that. I'm in my head like, this is what makes sense to me now. Like that's exactly what makes sense to me. 'Cause I'm like, this is what I want to do, and I don't want to just focus on fitness because there's so many people that do fitness and they do like apps and stuff like that. You could easily just buy an app, follow a workout and stuff like that. For me, it wasn't. What helped me was when you said it was perfectly what you said. You pretty much are coaching the younger version of yourself.
Yes.
Right? I think you said that today, and it kind of hit me home because I'm like, this is exactly what I'm doing right now. I'm exactly in that path of like coaching. What would I do if I look back 8 years where I was in that dark place, and I'm like, what would I tell myself? And that's exactly my demographic. That's exactly what I'm doing now, where I did all this deep work. I hired a life coach, I hired a mentor, I had a fitness coach, I hired every type of coach you could think of, compound that all into one system, and now I'm just a vessel of God, just helping other people. And now you help me put this whole program together. I'm like, okay, cool. He knows that fitness is where people are visual people. They look, right? So you told me straight up and like, let's focus on fitness. We're not gonna do all this like mumbo jumbo
I
stuff.
forgot all this. Erasmo.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Let's focus on fitness. We're gonna do the fitness, and then from there you could kind of say, hey, you know what? These are the pillars. We got the mindset, we got the performance, we got the nutrition, we got the longevity, we got the environment, which is where I flourish. Fitness to me is easy, but everything else, that's what people really need help with. And you kind of that was a challenge within itself. And when you gave me that clarity of the yellow brick road, I was like, all right, cool, I'm here.
Yeah, I think the other thing too is like, I think the other thing too was like, we don't want to just build a fitness program. Like
Yes.
in my eyes, whenever I talk to a coach, I go, I love the idea. Now justify why someone would pay high ticket for this program. That to me is every time I look at a person's whatever education process, plan, path, coaching course, whatever you want to call it. To me, my thought process goes, we got to make this thing high ticket though. So I'm like, yeah, I love the fact that you're helping people lose weight. I love the fact that you're helping people get fit, but you got to make it juicier, man. And so to me, it was, and yes, I know guys that I'm lagging. We're learning right now. But to me, the way that I looked at this was this has to be a high ticket product. Well, how do we add high ticket to it? Well, technically, how do you differentiate yourself from all the other coach or all the other like personal trainers type of individuals? Well, you've hired a life coach. So if you not only better their health at some level, that's one aspect, but if you also work on the way they think, the way they approach life, the way they make decisions, like hypothetically, if your health program allowed them to attain their dream job, that's so much more valuable because you're coaching them through life. I think actually most personal trainers do this. They just don't know how to quantify it. Because a real good personal trainer, like I remember Big Mike, my last trainer, he told me so many life principles. Like that was more valuable than the workout sessions. Like midway, he's like, I'm like, to me, I'm like, yeah, dude, like I need to man up. I need to have more courage, but he's in his eyes, I'm just personal training. It's like, no, dude, you're life coaching me right now. The other thing, like if you help me hypothetically find my dream partner and you're working through things, like to me, that's, what's the best therapist? A personal trainer who gives you life advice. Right. And that's kind of what you are. And to me, that improves the value of you as a coach, as a personal trainer. Therefore, it's not just, oh, I'm buying this, this trainer, but I'm buying a personal trainer who's a life coach. And that might sound corny to some people, but like, I don't know, to me, dude, like as we start to evolve this thing, that's how I would start tackling it. All you guys getting the therapist, all you guys getting the trainers, dude, I'm the 2-in-1, baby.
Yes. More like a 4-in-1, really.
Yeah, like what? Tell me the 4-in-1, because this is how, and this is the thought process for everyone listening. This is how we increase the value of a coach. A lot of coaches, they're spinning their wheels because they're undervalued, so not getting paid enough, and that's what he was saying. The soul or whatever is whatever. He didn't have the actual energy for his family and everything else. He's undercharging. He's meeting everyone in person, and I also think that if you just look at Erasmo as a trainer, you're not looking at the picture hard enough, because he's more of someone who's going to change and transform your whole life, not just your body. So when you said 401, what are the four? Health,
So,
life, what else?
so we got health, which is incorporates fitness, nutrition. Um, then after that is kind of, but it's like a mindset, like a cognitive mastery,
Yeah.
right? And emotional ownership, right? No,
Love
own your
this,
emotion.
bro. Love this.
Then after that, we're gonna go with performance, which is encompasses all of that all in one, and how you can incorporate. And then the last part would be environment. What are your relationships? How do you show up for people? How do you show up for yourself?
Yeah.
What books are you reading? What are you exposing yourself to? So if for those listening, if you go to my Instagram page, yes, you'll see some fitness, some free fitness, easy to follow routines, but you also see other videos of how to attack the day each and every day. What's your morning routine looking like? What you should ask yourself every single day. How should you show up as a father? How you show up as a spouse? How do you think? Because at the end of the
Yeah.
day, I think if we teach people how to think, everything
Yeah.
else follows, right? Now that your fitness goals are going to be, for the longer term, it's going to be longer lasting.
Yes.
I could easily work you out, and you're going to lose 20 pounds. But
Yeah.
once you lose 20 pounds, how's your ego going to react when you start getting that attention that you never got before?
That's it.
Right? And now you're going to stop. You're going to
Yeah.
go back to that old person. And guess what? You're going to go back to a darker place than you were before. And
Yeah.
you're going to come back to me, and you're going to have to redo the program all over again. You're going to get charged a second time.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
thing is, how can I create a program where
Yeah.
it is long lasting,
Yeah.
and you get the best investment possible, where
Yeah.
you don't have to come for a return. You don't have to come for advice.
Yeah.
If anything, I want you to finish my program and be able to say, now I can teach it to somebody else, or to somebody that I see that's hurting just like I was.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think
And
that's
like,
where the
I
value.
love this, man. And this is also like what you guys are seeing right now. Maybe even us, we're having breakthroughs right now, which is fine, because we obviously knew this. But on day one, it wasn't this clear. It was, I want to help people with fitness, right?
Mhm.
And then what happens is, as you start tackling the marketplace, you start to get a lot clearer on what you do. And this is, the problem. And if we look at the challenge before, when you didn't have an actual coach to look at your situation, because you're in the weeds, right? It's like being in the business and being outside of the business, being in the weeds and looking at the whole farm. Now that we're looking at this, we're starting to evolve the actual program. But he also just enrolled whatever it was, 4+ clients. It was 4, right? 4 or
Yes.
3, 5,
It's been,
whatever, 4.
so it's been 4, but it's been 2 unofficially outside of Stripe, because I didn't at the time I didn't have.
Sure. They're clients though.
There are clients, they did pay me, but it was outside of the whole system that I've had. I had already joined you guys, but I didn't know the whole process system. And then now, when I told that to Dev like, "What are you doing?" I'm just like, "We're gonna set up all your payment processing right now today." So after that, I got some more. So
That's it, baby. And this is it. This is like, again, I guarantee nothing to anyone, just giving you guys all heads up, right? But my point to you is the thing works. You just got to follow it, and you got to actually apply it, and you got to actually, even for Erasmo, he had to follow it. But I really want to talk about the transformation. Okay. So when we talk about the transformation, again, most personal trainers are just talking about losing weight, getting fit. And with coaching, sure, the riches are in the niches. Don't get me wrong. So we're niching towards health, getting fit, whatever the case is, right? But in my eyes, how do we improve? How do we increase the value of the actual program? And so at some level, Erasmo is catching people's attention with fitness, right? Because he's leading by example. At some level, he has the body that maybe they want, hypothetically, right? If they're all guys. I'm sure you work with women too, but whatever, he has the whatever. But now what we're doing is we're beefing up the actual program, and we're making it more valuable to the marketplace. So how do we do that? Well, we lead with the actual problem. Maybe for them, they want to lose weight. But if we look at the actual root of the problem of the individual, It's they really want a better life. And in their eyes, they think, well, if I just lose weight, if I just get fit, my life will be better. And that's not always true. It's like this person who goes, well, if I just start making a lot of money, then my life will be better. Not always true. So, but what we're doing now and how we increase the value of, instead of a $500 program or a $1,000 program, you might say, well, how do we charge $5,000 for the program? How do we even charge? Let's go crazy. Let's go $10,000. Well, Erasmo now has a 10,000 year mentorship program, right? It's a 1-year mentorship program.
Yep.
And now what the program takes on, right? Yep. See, now Erasmo's like, damn, I like that, bro. That's pretty cool. Right? Right? So, and how we do that is we go, it's a 1-year mentorship program. So we lead with fitness, which is how we're at some level like a hook. We're attracting all these people. And then what we're doing is we're filling it up with a lot of things, right? So, and now he's not attached to just cut a hit. Oh, I got 3 one-on-one sessions today. Everyone's paying me $75 an hour. Welcome to the personal trainer plan, right? But now what Erasmo has is he has a 1-year mentorship program or whatever, 6-month, whatever the case. It doesn't matter. And in this program, yes, we start off with health and fitness. We start off with diet, exercise, nutrition, sleep, whatever. Okay. But the way we increase the value of it is we have a mindset component to it of thinking like a winner, how to make decisions, how to communicate. Because even for Erasmo to do what he's done, it's not just fitness that got him here. I could be talking to another person who's very fit like him, but they suck at communication. They suck at having the mindset of being resilient. They suck at actually knowing how to delegate certain things. What does Erasmo know? That's what got him here. If you think it's just because he's fit and people jumped onto a call with him, you're wrong, bro. Like, you're completely wrong.
And everybody
yes. No. You go ahead. Because I want to continue this because I'm about to build up the next stage of your whole damn program. Right. So we start off with the health and fitness, and that's where the iceberg is. But then if we look at deeper into it, well, now we have a mindset component, how to be a winner. We have a communication aspect to it. We have a relationship to it, a relationship aspect to it. We have a maybe getting what you want in life aspect to it. We might even have, as he starts growing his business, more of like even growing socially in the online game or sales, right? And so what happens is, and this is how you differentiate yourself. Now, if he becomes a jack of all trades, no, that's wrong. But we lead with this. But then as people start to get to know Erasmo, he's not just the fitness guy. He's not just the guy showing you how to do, squats properly. He's not just the guy saying, yes, this is the calories. This is my fitness pal. This is how you track the amount of, he's more than just that. And because of that, now the value of the coach increases. And then technically Erasmo, and this is what we're going to start building with him as time goes on, is now Erasmo has an actual mentorship program where he has a whole online library, like the way we have it. He has 2 or 3 group calls every single week. He has a community of everyone going down this journey, and people are, yes, sharing their wins, sharing their, hey, just lost weight. Hey, blah, blah, blah. Just got complimented. Hey, Erasmo, thank you so much for holding me accountable. I didn't drink this weekend. But then you also see other wins where, hey, I just landed this job, bro. I'm thank you so much. Hey, dude, I just went on the 4th date with this girl and I feel like a new man. That is how we start to build an actual elite program. We lead with fitness, right? Even my program, I led with stuttering. I led with that. But then when they join, it's a whole mentorship program. And that to me is how you build the time freedom. Why time freedom? Well, technically, if you have a membership area and 2-3 group calls a week and everyone jumps on and everyone's supporting each other, he's doing 3, hypothetically 2. For us, we do 2 group calls every week and it's an hour and a half each. Technically, you're like, dude, like they barely do much coaching, right? We have that. Obviously, you offer the one-on-one support, but now it makes sense rather than having these people pay you a couple $100 for your coaching. Now it's a full-on life transformation type of program. And that's where you start to build your dream life, because now you have a product that makes sense. You have the time freedom that you're looking for. And guess what? You're not just attracting the complainers that wants to lose 30 pounds in 30 days, even though they've been eating like crap for the last 28 years. But now you have someone, whose life is being transformed and you're being paid at a rate that makes sense where you could do it full time. How you like them apples, Erasmo? By the way, this is how I sold Erasmo. Just like this, bro.
Yeah, I remember like it was yesterday, man. I was talking to my wife about it. I'm like, yep. And it's crazy because I kind of talk in a similar route, and I'm just like, all right, if he's talking like that, then I know that he has his heart in it. So I'm
Yeah,
like,
what's your take on that? What's your take on that whole thing? Because that's really what you're selling, but it's knowing how to position it like that.
so I was doing that off the bat, like the way you explained it, I was doing that for free,
I
right?
know.
I was having FaceTime calls with people for free. Like, hey, I would tell like people, hey, here's my number. You can FaceTime me whenever you want. Any questions you have, I'm here.
Yeah.
I would last hours sometimes it's with people that are going through stuff. Like, I wish I could show you my voice notes from yesterday. I just got one of my friends. He was going through a rough patch last year with his girlfriend and stuff like that. And I gave him a list of books. I gave him a workout routine. I gave him a nutrition plan. And I'm like, hey, listen, what are your top three fears? We're going to tackle them right now. And I gave him a whole plan. What are his bad habits? I coached him maybe for like 3 months for free. No, nothing. He's just like my friend. He hits me up yesterday and he was like, bro, I can't thank you enough for what you've done for me. Like you do not understand. My life was turned around. Me and my wife have been at the best peak of our lives. I got a job promotion. My circle of friends got super small because I started noticing who they were. I lost about 30 pounds. And I was just like, and that notice came out of nowhere, like that voice note. He was like, I showed it to my wife. I'm like, this is why I do what I do because I was there at one point. So the program that I'm selling, I told myself I'm not gonna do something that I didn't go through. Right. I wanted to, just like you when you were saying you were telling me about your stuttering thing. I'm like, who in the hell would make a program about overcoming stuttering? And who will buy this stuff? And the fact that you did it because it was in your heart about how possibly insecure you were feeling growing up and how you were probably bullied when you were younger and you overcame it. And then you're like, I want to teach people how to get over this, right? Because it's not that serious. And it's just simple. It's not easy, but it's simple, right? And so that's what I wanted to do. I'm like, and then when you told me like, hey, listen, this is what I did, you could do the same. And when you told me like, hey, if you can coach the younger version of yourself, you know exactly what to coach.
Yeah.
There's nothing that I show people that I have not gone through.
Yeah.
At
And
all.
I also want to add for everyone listening, if you think these people that just enrolled into Erasmo's program is for health and fitness, then you're not looking hard enough.
Mm-hmm.
Because, and this is what I tell everybody, like, yes, we're all life and mindset coaches. At least like whether you're a business coach, whether you're a health coach, whether you're a communication coach, a type 2 diabetes coach, a DNA coach, list goes on, real estate coach. But deep down, what you really are is a life coach, but you can't sell yourself like a life coach because you have to handle because people don't get that. People are think, oh, what are you, a therapist, right? And although people want therapy and help, I'm not knocking that down. You have to be someone, and this is what a real good coach is like someone that people want to emulate. And so Erasmo is leading, and that's what the best coaches. What starts to happen is you start to share who you are, and then people at some level want to emulate what you have. And so what they're really paying for is, you could say for the health and fitness, but what they're really paying for is proximity to you. You got to be someone of value that people want to be near, right? And so for you, I love that idea of leading with the health, leading with the fitness, because that's who you are, and we're targeting that demographic. But you're also the deep of the whatever the layers of the iceberg, or the deep aspect of the iceberg is you changing their life, and that's how someone will be loyal to you for like if I look at all of my clients who've been quote unquote loyal to us, it's because I'll give an example. Nick Thorpe, right? If you see Nick Thorpe, right? Nick's on every damn coaching call that we're on. Nick is wherever Dan's going, I'm going, right? It's not just because of his coaching business. It's not just because of copywriting. It's because I've transformed his life at some level. Again, I don't take responsibility for it, but I've had an impact on his life. I've had more than just, hey, Nick, this is how you do a sales call. Hey, Nick, this is how you book calls. Hey, Nick, this is how you build a membership area. It's deeper than that. And that's what it is as a coach, is it's you initially, you catch someone's attention with the main thing, and then you give them the rest of the other aspect. And also that's how you start to increase. So when we start to build and ascend an actual offer for you, we lead, because this is a whole coaching call. This is supposed to be an interview with Erasmo. Maybe I should just call this podcast. But we lead with the health offer, the health and fitness offer, or the mentorship offer, right? And then what we do is, as time goes on, we start to build a higher level offer, an ascension offer, where they get one-on-one coaching from you. Now, why would they want to do that? Well, because they see your business growth. They see who you've become. They see the skills that you have, the soft skills, the sales skills, the communication skills. And people who respect you and value you are going to want to be near you, because they know that if I can learn a couple golden nuggets from you, then I could achieve my goals. And so that is, for all the coaches listening, that is how you build a great program. You solve a problem, and then below that is just a ton of mentorship. Is this making sense, guys? Comment down below. I see you guys on live, whether you're on Instagram, whether you're on YouTube, whether you're on Facebook. By the way, Erasmo, this is how these lives work. Initially, no one's on, and then obviously people start coming on. But the idea goes, for everyone listening, as a coach, what's working for Erasmo is, like, he went from 0 to 4 clients like this, right? Obviously, we have to get clear on an offer, clear on a yellow brick road, clear on a marketing message, clear on what he's doing, the confidence of how to build an offer, sure, whatever. Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying the video. Now, quick question for you. If you are a coach looking to scale and launch your coaching business, click the link down below. I built a 40-minute training of basically where I documented my whole life, from losing my job during COVID, from launching my business, from being able to, enroll clients all over the world through this process called community building. So it's a training I put my blood, sweat, and tears in. I promise it'll be worth your time. So click the link down below, and we'll go back to the show. What we've done is give him that blueprint. And then when he showed him his offer, showed him his coaching program to people, or his Yellow Brick Road, they bought into the coaching program, but even deeper, they go, and I'm going to get mentorship from Erasmo. I want that. Now, we could have another conversation of, well, I don't know if people actually want mentorship from me. People want mentorship from me, all this stuff, right? Well, a few things. One, the way that I kind of judge this is like, well, if you start sharing your wisdom, do people listen? Then the question goes, do people actually listen to my wisdom? Or how do I know if they listen to my wisdom? Start posting, bro. Like for me, in my stuttering program, or my stuttering, and initially, because I didn't know a single person who stuttered. So what I did was I built a Facebook group around stuttering. And what did I do? Every day when I came back from the gym, I went on live. I made a post. I did this thing. I talked about this concept, and blah, 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 and blah. And then before I knew it, I started to build a fan base. What Erasmo did on Instagram is he just built a fan base. And you might say, well, he's on Facebook now. I get it, but you don't think people are looking at his Instagram? Of course they are. So that's how you Google someone. Let me look at their Instagram. Yeah. Of course. Oh, right. Or for me now, people are looking at my YouTube, right? People are, oh, he has a podcast. Oh, cool, right? But for everyone listening, when you're trying to launch a coaching program, which is what Erasmo did, he launched initially a fitness program. But what he put there, when he gave someone a Yellow Brick Road, it was more than just, I'm going to help you with your calories. I'm going to help you with your exercise, your diet, supplements, and sleep, and all that good stuff. But I'm also going to give you a life program. And I know for a fact that people were like, this is what I need, right? Even on your calls, what was the biggest thing that people wanted? Was it that? Was it like, I love the fact that you're also impacting my life now?
Yes. So in the middle of the calls, especially when I would show them the pillars and the process of what's going to include in the coaching program, they see the fitness and they're like, okay, that's cool, but they don't. It doesn't have that wow effect. Yes, they want the dream body, but it doesn't have that wow effect. What wows them is, hey, listen, these are the underlying. This is why I need you to be vulnerable with me in the Zoom call. Mm-hmm. What exactly are you having issues with? And a lot of times they don't want to open up, but as soon as I go to the Yellow Brick Road, hey, focus on mindset. I tell them, hey, you're gonna lose some so-called friends. Hey, your wife is gonna think you're a little different now, but she's gonna be a little turned on. Be careful because you may make another baby.
What a salesman, bro! What a salesman!
And it is true. It's true. Like, proof is in the pudding. One of my boys is like, hey, she hated me. And all of a sudden now she can't be without me.
Because and sorry, I don't want to cut you off, but that's what it's all about.
Yes.
You think it's about health and fitness because I'm a health and fitness coach. You're wrong.
Yes.
It's about a life transformation, but you don't lead with the life. I know it's such a funny concept because if you lead as this life guy giving wisdom away and blah, 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 you'll turn people off. Yes. But if you lead with a problem, you tackle the problem and then you give them the mentorship. Well, it goes deeper, right? And this is what a good coach does. You go, why do they want their dream body? Maybe to get more respect from their wife, from their family.
My secret
Maybe
is ask
yeah,
why 5 times. That's how you get to the root of the problem.
that's it.
So
And what
why do you
he's
want
doing,
that? And then once they answer that, I mean, okay, why you give me that answer? And then they give me another answer. Okay, why did you give me that answer? By the fifth time they answer that fifth why, that's the root of the problem.
Yeah.
So it becomes, hey, I want to be fit. The fifth why is like, hey, listen, I have childhood trauma that I haven't solved, and
yes.
I haven't been accepted, blah blah blah. And I'm like, okay, that's where we're starting.
And for all my fitness trainers out there, okay, I want you to take note on this, right? And this is obviously for everybody too, for coaches too, is like, if you think you're just a fitness trainer or you're just a personal trainer or whatever you want to call yourself, that's why you're exhausted, is because most people who, especially if you have a good, to become fit, you got to have a good mindset. You got to have a resilient type of mindset. You got to be someone who's consistent, who shows up, who doesn't cheat a lot in terms of their diet, who pushes through the pain, who's okay with not seeing results initially and pushing through. And so most likely you have a mentality that people actually desire. And now I'm actually convincing myself of if I were to hire another personal trainer, that is basically what I'm looking for. I'm looking for someone to not just help me with fitness, but also help me with my life. And so if we go back to that concept, it's, Erasmo could not only paint himself as a fitness coach, but also just like fire your therapist, like fire the people around you giving advice. Like this is an all-in-one type of program. We lead with fitness because I know that if you don't have a great body, you're never going to have the type of confidence that you want. And maybe you can, don't get me wrong. Some people who are massively overweight and super confident, I'm not talking to those people, but I'm talking to the person who knows that when you get fit, your clothes fit you better, you get compliments, you wake up in the morning, you feel great. And then from there, we work on the mind. From there, we work on your relationships. From there, and dude, now you're competing with a ton of people. Or sorry, now you're like in a different category, playing a different game from all these trainers. Yeah, you can go pay for that trainer. And it goes from value. You have this cheap personal trainer who's charging $75 an hour. And then you have Erasmo who's more money, but he's going to help me with my whole life. Dude, and at some level you can't guarantee anything, but it's like, dude, like I've had people in my coaching program, they'll get fit and land a promotion. I'll have people in my coaching program find their dream girl, find their dream partner. I have people in my coaching program who start speaking with confidence in meetings at work, because that's what people value. And what we're doing is we're building a real coaching mentorship type of program that actually changes someone's life. And I know I keep harping on that, but it's such a great concept. I don't know if there's anything you want to add to that. It's such a great concept.
So yeah, so what I did was I'm a very kind of an analytical guy. I like to stick to the facts and then work my way around it, like base my beliefs and opinions around the actual facts, right? So you said personally, I told myself, all right, if I'm charging $75 in person, people may think it's cheap, but it's actually more expensive if you really think about it. Because let's say I do sell my program for 90 days, $4,800, right? Per day, that's $53. Per session, that's $53. And you have 24/7 access to me, right? And then not only am I working on your fitness, but I'm working on all these other areas, right? So subconsciously people look at it and they're like, oh yeah, $75. They look at the number, they're like, that's not what, you're actually overpaying when you go with that. So, and also to take it a step further, you said, okay, the next time I'm looking for a fitness coach, I want to make sure that he encompasses all those things. Well, my advice to you is maybe you should, look for a fitness coach, right? But then let him come to you and say, okay, this is what I have to offer, instead of you saying, hey, look, this is what I'm looking for. Because a lot of times, fitness coaches, especially if they're looking just for the money, they're just like, all right, cool. I'm gonna try to streamline this whole process, not add a ton of value with him yet, and I'm just gonna see if he could I could just book him straight off the fitness. Whereas if you have a fitness coach, quote unquote, leading with fitness, right? And then you say, hey, not only am I giving you the fitness side of it, but then you're also going to learn how to become a better person, lead a principle-based life, your life is going to turn around completely. You're like, whoa, like I wasn't even looking for this, but I certainly need this. And so now you're more incentivized to be like, okay, now I have to book this coach.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's a
Yeah.
win-win situation for everybody, because usually those type of coaches love to see people win. You want a coach that loves to see people win. And I think that's what sold me with you, because you're like, bro, we're gonna stick together until you win.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And like, you're winning, bro. I've done my job. This is my last call with you, bro. You're off our calendar now. I'm totally kidding, man. Yeah, this is what it comes down to. And I think this is what I do. And it's, again, like I say this on almost every sales call. I'm in love with the client journey. So I'm in love with what actually gets people to make a decision to hire a coach. That's literally what I think about all day long. So what do they need to see? What do they need to hear? And what gets someone to spend, a pretty penny for a program at some level? And, this is what it's all about. It's about you are someone that people want to follow. And when I see a lot of coaches who are not living the example, then no matter how great an offer is, you'll never get someone. I think that's you. The ability to communicate and be raw and authentic and honest with someone. And then to also know your worth, to be like, hey, this is how much I cost. And people actually respect that. The right people, like, you might be like, oh, I'm overcharging people, or I'm charging too much. But the right people actually want to pay more. Like, it's funny because I've been talking to a few people today, or even like recently, and I'm like, and I've increased my rates, and I'm starting getting the feedback. I'm starting to get like the response from people saying, oh, I thought it was going to be more. And I'm like, shit. This happened twice this week. I'm like, oh shit, I got to update this pricing sheet. Because I'm realizing the thing that I'm offering is not just about the results. And because, so let's take, for example, my niche, right? My niche is showing people how to build businesses, right? Sure. But at some level, it's showing them how to transform their life. But like, when you're good at what you do, people would rather pay more money to someone who knows they can get the job done, to someone who's cheaper. Like I always say, I'm like, there's two types of coaches. I mean, you can go super expensive and pay $30,000, $50,000. You can probably find a coach who's like brand new and who might charge you $500 for, 28 months of coaching. Like, you can go find it if you really wanted to. But what you'll realize is that when someone has again, you're solving a hard problem in someone's life. This is the other thing. You got to solve an actual problem in someone's life. Is when they find the person, they want to pay to the right person, even if it's more money. So let's take two trainers. You have one trainer who's just talking about losing weight and getting fit and what's up, bro? Like, this is what I do. I've been working out for 15 years. You got to just eat right. You got to just work out. You got to just show up, right? And we're going to get you fit. Like, versus the other coach going to come in like, look, man, our job, we're going to get you fit. That's easy. Like, that's the easy part. Not that it's easy, right? It's going to take some work. But what I care more about is that in order to get fit, we have to change the version of who you are. And then you go deeper, you go, oh, so I'm selling an identity program where I'm reinventing the person's identity. Got it. And that's where you go, oh, you're at a whole different level. Because I'm just like, dude, right? It's talking this language. It's like, because that's what people are really paying for. I want a new identity. I don't know what I want. You're giving me the clarity, and this is exactly what I want. I want to be respected by my colleagues. I want to be able to communicate who I want to be to the people that I want to respect me, right? I want to be able to go into a job interview and I want to be able to show up to that client and close the deal. I want to be able to, whether it's walk around and people are complimenting me and I have a level of confidence. I want to be able to negotiate and get what I want, And they're like, that's what they really want deep down. First thing we're going to do, bro, is we're going to fix your fitness. Fitness is super simple. It's not easy, but it's simple. We eat right. I'm going to hold you accountable. But really what I care about is changing your whole life. And that's where you go like, oh my God, this is exactly what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
How much you're 5 times, you're 10 times more than the trainer. Yeah, makes sense.
It goes from the fear base of not knowing with the customer all the way to, wow, this is exciting, and I can't miss this out, right?
Yeah.
And so for me, I even took it a step further. Like you nailed it. You said, "Oh, we're gonna work on your fitness because I know you want to see the progress right off the bat because I know we're as humans we're visually attracted to things, right?
Yes.
Especially men. And so now I took it a step further and I say, hey, we're going to work on your fitness, but also the way that you think, your cognitive processes at the same time.
Yeah.
So I have homework for guys. I'm like, hey, listen, if you don't read this section of the book and tell me exactly what it meant, but you work out, we failed for the day.
Yeah.
Right. So this is a morning routine that's gonna happen. This is what's gonna happen before you go to bed.
Yeah.
And this is what's gonna happen before you go to the gym. You know exactly what to do every single day.
Yeah.
And by them doing those little steps, not only are they changing themselves subconsciously, they don't even know it, but also they're building that self-confidence of, hey, I'm showing up every day and I'm showing up for myself. And the people around me are noticing that, and I'm becoming a different person. Now I the same friends that I used to have before, I can't really connect with them. I can connect with these kind of group of friends, and they see the change, and they're like, all right. And then come the end of the program, I'm like, hey buddy, how do you feel? And then they feel like a totally different person.
Yeah.
I show them who they were when we onboarded versus now, and it's like they can't even recognize themselves.
Yeah. 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 It's
And
the
then
same
after that,
thing.
I'm like, hey, you know what? It's up to you if you want to continue, but you
of
know
course.
that you know the formula.
And now you have someone who's loyal to you for life. It's the same thing with my speaking program, right? They're thinking, if I just overcome my stutter, my life is good, right? I don't need to stutter anymore. It's like, no, dude. And then, and then we go 6 months down the road, and yes, they still stutter because you can never really overcome it. You can never overcome a stutter. You can never completely remove it and never stutter again. That's like impossible. But what they've realized is now they've been able to do things they didn't do, they couldn't do before. They've overcome certain fears and blocks. I've had people go through in my speaking program, they're thinking, I'm going to learn these breathing exercises, I'm going to learn to public speak, I'm going to learn how to blah, blah, blah. They go through the first module on mindset. They're like, dude, my money's like, this is worth every single dollar for this program. Because again, it goes to, and so for all the coaches listening, it's not just you are, unfortunately, I hate using this line, but it is what it is. You sell them what they want, and then when they join, you give them what they need. Because if we just talked about, I know, right? I'm going to coach you on your fears in life. I'm going to coach you on, some people are like, nah, man, that sounds scary. I'm good. Just keep it in the closet, lock it up in the closet. Just get me fit, Erasmo. Just get me fit, bro.
Yeah.
Right. And some people, that's what we're leading with. But I know the reason why you keep going these ups and downs with your diet is because there's some skeleton in the closet we got to confront. There's some beliefs or some people in your life that you don't even realize are the reason why you're in your position.
Yep.
And so part of coaching is you sell them what you give them what they need, right? When I talk to Erasmo, we're going to help you build your business. We're going to help you blah, blah, blah. We're going to help you do these things, which is true. It's not that it's false. But when he joins, we're going to talk about his organization as a business guy. We're going to talk about his ability to be confident and be able to to lean on his price and stop, trying to be this free pro bono, help the world type of guy. Nah, dude, stop with this BS.
That was huge for me because even more so when we first you were asking me these questions, like these qualifying questions, which I loved. I was like, I know exactly what he's doing, but I want to see where this goes. And you were like, yeah, how much you're trying to charge your clients? And I was like, yeah, I was thinking about, charging them $333 a month because I like the number 33 and it's like the mid. And you're like, what? No, we're not. We're not doing this.
I also want to add that that's the other thing. When you're on these calls with some people, you better have the level of authority to call their bitch ass out. Okay.
Yeah.
You're wrong. Right. And you might think, I'm like, well, I don't want to upset him. Upset them. You're a coach.
Yes.
Call him out. You're wrong. What do you mean I'm wrong? Yeah, you're wrong. Like literally, if someone had a camera and someone did a whole monologue or whatever, a montage of all my sales calls, they'd just be yelling at people all day long. What's wrong with you?
I remember that part of the call. I was just like, oh man, like, can I really monetize this above this? Like, and you're like, yeah, bro, like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm looking at meanwhile, my wife is in the background making me food. I'm like,
right. And so that's, again, that is the idea of the coach. Yes, we're leading with, but if you own the identity, again, if you own I'm just a fitness guy or I'm just the business coach guy, yeah, you lose people because sure, that's what you think, that's what they want, and that's fine. But what they really need is they need someone to coach them through the things that are holding them back. Because if those things weren't there, those blind spots they didn't see weren't there, they wouldn't be on a call with you right now. They wouldn't actually be asking you for help. And so cool, man. Okay. So love that people are on live. Come say what up. I see you guys on Facebook. I see all the comments. If you guys are getting value from this, comment down below. I see you guys. Steve said that perspective on pricing really is helpful. Erasmo dropping some bombs. Great points from Devin. The experience makes all the difference. Love this. If you guys are getting some value, man, comment down below. Share this with some people. Me and Erasmo were on the call for the first minute. We're like, dude, there's only one person on live so far. What's going on? So come say what
I was
up,
like, yo,
okay?
this is more like a date, man.
Yo,
like,
does Dan even, do people even know Dan? What's going on? What did I sign up for? If Dan's doing this with one person, what's popping? So cool. So that's the first part. So now I actually want to talk about, because I'm here just like over here celebrating, but who I really want to talk about is the GOAT here, which is Devin. And you've been another coaching. Yeah, shout out to Dev, man. I'm just the guy like after like, yeah, man, great job. We had our first call, right? How you doing? You doing good? So let's talk about the GOAT here, which is Devin. Tell me how other coaching programs that you've been a part of and how Devin has been extremely helpful for you, and what you've kind of, from the community aspect, the modules. Like, for example, this is why I ask everybody, how many modules have you been seeing? How many lesson videos have you seen in my program?
I'm up to like 53%. I haven't even finished.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so you're someone who's actually seen a lot of the videos. Some people don't even watch the videos. But how has the modules been? How has the community been? How has Devin been? And kind of tell me the experience as a whole.
So the community in itself, the minute I joined, man, they were like, yo, welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm just like, holy crap. It's like, these are from like strangers that I never knew. And then I'm like, and then guys are giving themselves information at the same time. And then I'm looking at the chat from previous comments to see like, how strong is this community? I want to see if they just say welcome to everybody and not. And I see like Nick always commenting, a bunch of people, Lisa, everybody else, and I'm like, dude, this is like a community. We're all helping each other. So that was huge for me. But what I love the most.
Why was that huge? Because I feel
that was
like
huge because in multiple aspects. Number one, we're all going through the same pains, right? Well, not pains, because it's not pains. It's more so we're going through the same obstacles, the same roller coaster of like, okay, cool. This is an obstacle. How can I deal with it? I can always, when Dan and Deb are not available, I can always go into the chat and say, hey, guys, I'm going through this. What can I do? And obviously, guys are more than welcome to help me out. Even on birthdays, man. Happy birthday. You know, like it's awesome. Kind of like a big family, you know? But that was huge for me. But a lot of times I'm like super busy, especially I'm still a firefighter. I'm still an X-ray tech. I still have this. I'm still posting content all the time. So I'm like, sometimes I'm limited with time.
So just sorry. I don't want to cut you off just because I don't want to overtalk what he just said. For everyone listening, for all my busy people out there, okay? He's a firefighter, and you're also a what?
A radiology tech.
He's a radiology tech, and he's finding time to train people, and now he's building a coaching program. So for all my busy, and he's got a family, right? And
it's kind of toxic. So you know, it's like I have a toxic relationship with hustling. So that's who I am.
But I just want to put this into perspective. Like within 30 days or whatever, right? He was able to accomplish this much. But continue.
The most important aspect for me, the one that helped me the most, was accountability, right? Because in the midst of all of me not having time to do stuff, and actually, like, I do have time, but I need time to sleep, right? My body can't like function if I don't sleep. So unfortunately, I have to sleep. And at times, I was like I said, I was like, I'm really bad with organization. I'm really bad with time management. I'm not. I don't want to say that I'm bad, but more so, I need more work. And so Devin has been huge for me with that, right? Not only but it's accountability. That's where I was going to. He holds me accountable. Right, where out of the blue, out of random, I'm like, I'm at work and I know that I have certain things to do besides posting content. And he's like, hey, Erasmo, did you finish this? Did you finish this task? Or hey, we got a call tomorrow at 3 p.m. You ready? And I'm just like, I put it on my calendar, but I haven't checked my calendar in so long. I'm like, yo, he just reminded me. I'm like, you know what? Yes,
Yeah.
we need that.
A-level service, bro.
That's insane. And then even some more so yesterday, I was like, hey Dev, I need help with reconnecting my calendar with my Zoom because I made, by mistake I made two Zoom accounts and now I can't log into neither. But I ended up figuring it out. But I text him, and within 45 seconds, he's like, "What do you need help with? I got you." And I'm just like, Dev, don't worry, I'm gonna try to figure this out. I don't want to waste your time. I know you're on calls. Let me figure this out, and if I can't, then I'll hit you up. But sorry if I. And he was just right there. The next morning, he's like, hey, did you figure that out? And I'm like, how did you even remember, bro? You got so many things going on. You're like an octopus. You have so many hands. But that was huge for me, was the accountability, the fact that he's approachable, which is one of the reasons why I decided to withdraw the stuff that I had with the previous coaching, go to you guys, because at the end of the day, when I want the coaching, I want to talk to you. I want to talk to Devin. I do not want to talk to your assistant. I don't want to talk to somebody else. So I want to talk to the people that are actually in the service, who are passionate about it, and that's exactly what I needed. And Dev has been huge with that, huge with implementing the systems that I need, huge with describing everything that needs to be done. Our Zoom calls go as far as it needs to go, as long as he shows me the clarity and the way. That was huge. That's the biggest takeaway when it comes to me joining you guys, especially with that.
Yeah. So for everyone listening, so if someone is about to join a coaching program and then you want to pull them into your coaching program right before Erasmo, any tips that you would want to tell those people that when they're they're like, oh shit, I'm going the other way?
Yeah. So you what you want to do is make sure that whoever it is that you're hiring, he's the person that you're talking to, right? Because I was in the verge of I actually joined, and I joined and I knew that I was going to talk to him. They actually told me, it's like, hey, listen, he's just too big. He's everything is delegated to him, so he's pretty much having other people do his stuff, and which I love. I love it. I'm like,
love
built
it.
this. I love it. I want you to keep succeeding. You're making over $2 million a year. I love it. But at the end of the day, what I need is what I need, right?
Yeah.
And I need the service. And so,
yeah,
if you ever want to hire any kind of coach,
yeah,
you want to make sure that he's the one that's actually you're talking to, that he's easily accessible, easily available. He has a system where he's like, hey, listen, if I have an issue at 7-8 p.m., even the later times, is like, if he's available for you, that's your coach.
Yeah,
and that's
yeah,
that.
I know. Yeah, and I would say the other thing too is like, I would even say, like, for some people, they go, oh, there's people that are in this niche that are so much bigger. Like, even look at Erasmo. Like, people are always like, oh, the fitness niche is so saturated, right? Whatever BS people say, right?
Mm-hmm.
But so the idea goes for everyone who's like, oh, I think there's so many bigger coaches than me. Sure, you're right. Like, for example, there's way bigger coaches, but that's a great example of, like, he was talking to, quote unquote, a company that was, let's say, bigger than mine, right? Whatever the case is. Some people flex some of these numbers, and that's a different conversation. But like, when you're really big, you could throw rocks at the little guy saying, well, you know what, like, I know more than them, that's why I'm bigger. And then when you're a little guy, you can be like, look, man, you go to that big guy, unless you want to give him 50 grand, you're not gonna be able to talk to him. Like, welcome to the game. So it's knowing how to play both sides. But yeah, bro, I really appreciate this. I'm trying to think of what else. I would just say, like, for anyone, if you guys have questions down below, I see some questions, so we can kind of answer it. I want to treat this as a podcast. I don't know if you have to go on the hour, but Bobby goes, how's your experience in coaching? Is it how you expected it to be so far? So yeah, that's a great question. So people, I don't know how he's phrasing it, but let's just say the people that actually paid you, how's your experience in coaching, getting actual paying clients? Is it what you expected?
So at first I was nervous because I was like, okay, now it's not for free anymore. Now I'm actually, it's like that performance anxiety. But for me, I'm like, after that first client, I'm like, this is what I do. Like, I've been doing this all throughout. The confidence is there. Why am I a little nervous? It's like kind of like that performance thing. I got to perform. I got to make sure that he gets to where he gets to. And after a while, I'm just like, no, bro, I'm changing his life. And and I don't want to say it's a guarantee, because it takes that person's behavior to kind of like, okay, cool, I'm going to do this. I'm going to commit. and it requires this commitment. But once they're committed, I'm like, this is the roadmap, and I got you. And not every program, not every coaching is one size fits all.
Yeah.
So, like, for example, what will work for Brad is not going to work for Chad, right? So for me, and all these coaching calls, I concentrate on what exactly they need, what are they struggling with, what are the deepest roots and the deepest fears, and then I build the program around that, right? And build a principle-based kind of thing where it doesn't change based on your emotions. It's like, okay, cool, this is what we're gonna do, and this is what it is. And another thing too, flexibility. As a coach, you gotta be flexible. And the fact that you guys have so many clients and Devin has so much stuff going on, he is super flexible. Like there's times that emergencies happen and he's just like, hey, listen, you're like, hey, can we reschedule for tomorrow? And he makes it super simple to do that. But as far as like, not to go away from the question, coaching for me has been super fun.
Coaching people that paid you. So like, tell me, has there been a difference between someone who actually commits and puts a payment down versus just free coaching? Tell me about that.
So they at first they get a little nervous. They like start contacting you like very frequently. Like kind of like buyer's remorse. But you assure them, like, hey, listen, this is what we're gonna do. And so they ask a lot of questions. And because you're a coach of what you do, like you're expected to perform, right? So you should be knowing what you're coaching on. And so I've had one of my clients was like, hey, listen, he sent me a screenshot. I just joined this gym because we looked within the 5-mile radius around his house. And I gave him a list of, hey, these are the gyms. I need those gyms to be open 5 a.m. because you are going before work. That's not negotiable. So he hit me up and we did what we did. And then after a while, he's like, yo, you know what? I'm all in, man. Like, you respond quick. You know exactly what to say, exactly what to do. You give me clarity. Let's go. So that gives me the confidence for the future clients, right? When they start booking, it's like, hey, this is just a piece of cake. Because at the end of the day, I know where I'm going to take them from point A to point B, and they're going to see the difference. And it becomes fun after a while. You're like, yo, you know what? It's just creating the formula for them, right? Yeah. So it doesn't matter what you do. Like, I know somebody in the program has like the DNA stuff, right? The DNA coaching, which I love. Yeah. I'm super interested in it too myself, but obviously not every client has the same DNA. So I'm sure she kind of like reverts her coaching based on what the client's needs.
Yes.
So it becomes fun for her after a while, right? It's like, wow, it's all these different people, all these different personalities, and all these different DNAs. So it's pretty much it's fun to me now.
You have the whole. I don't mean to cut you off. You have the whole yellow brick road for these people, but everyone's going to need something different.
Mm-hmm.
One of the biggest things for a lot of people, I find the best coaches are people that, like, if we go down to the root of it, is yes, the life coaching, the mentorship, but what people really need is they need clarity and direction in life. You're getting the gym, you're signing and you're finding a gym that before the day begins at 5 a.m. And you might think that's so basic, but you just save that person so much headache, and because you've just given him direction. This is one of the biggest things too. When someone hires a coach, that's what they need. They need direction. Obviously, you can't lead with this stuff. You give them what they need, right? So initially you give them what they want, and then when they join, then you give them what they need. You're doing this. We're confronting the skeletons in the closet. Okay. It's why you're stuck in your position. Number 2, this is the plan for you. And, think about like a company like this, right? So in a company, there's 2 people, right? You have the visionary, then you have the integrator. What a good coach is the visionary. They can see they can see overhead because they're not in the weeds. And then the integrator is the person that actually does the work. But for you as a good coach, you got to paint them the vision. You got to help them make decisions. This is what we're doing. You can go find the gym, but you're finding the gym that opens up at 5 a.m. because you're going before work. Why? Because this is the only way we're going to make it happen. Because I know when you come home from work and you're exhausted, we ain't going to do it. This is what we're going to do. This is why we signed up for this program. And by the way, when people pay, they pay attention. Yes. And so for a lot of you guys, you also just got to get very good at getting people to make decisions and to just trade over money. Like I don't know how to put it, but like, it's like going to a conference. The person that got the ticket for free and the person that paid $10,000 to sit at the front of the room to shake hands with all the big players is taking the conference different.
Way different.
Right? Or the person, again, that paid, you know, who came into this is why whenever people come to me and they tell me their sob story, which I'm sorry, but that doesn't mean I'm going to bring you into my exclusive party. We all got sob stories because I know that I got to protect our family. It's the reason why when Erasmo came into the program, everyone's like, welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, bro, because everyone invested to get in there. Ain't no free ride from anybody, right? And so because of that, you build the community. And for a lot of you guys, going from that free coach, that paid coach, or going from that couple $1,000 a month to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,000 bucks a month, whatever the number is, it's the evolution of who you are. And so for Erasmo, the first evolution was very simple. Can you get someone to pay you? Bro, you're on a 2.5 hour FaceTime with this guy. I love it. Get someone to pay you now. And now guess what? The identity of Erasmo goes, hey man, I hope you're enjoying this. I got a coaching program. If you want more of this, I'll tell you how it works. Whoa. I thought it was you just helped me out, man. Yeah, man. I know. I wish you caught me 3 months ago, man. I wish I caught you before Dan.
Yeah.
Do you want to add to that? Bro?
Which actually happened was I had like a similar conversation with one of the guys, and I was like, "Yeah, you could have called me like a month and a half ago, but I'm not, I'm not that guy anymore. That's
Love it, man. Because now you got paying clients.
And again, it's time management. If I had a lot of time in my hands, you know what? Maybe I would still do it for free. But right now, I'm like, I can't lose sleep for free now.
That's it.
And then especially I have a family to feed.
Yeah, that's it. And this is what it was. And before you still had the same mindset, but now you are in a position where you're a figure of authority and people value your time. And that's the idea. So anyway, guys, as we start wrapping up this call, if you guys enjoyed this, I see a lot of you guys on live. I see a lot of you guys who jumped in. If you guys enjoyed this, share some love to Erasmo down below, whether you're on the Instagrams, the Facebook, the YouTubes. I see you guys everywhere. But Erasmo, I appreciate you. Any last words that you would tell anyone even who's on the fence about booking a call with us? Anyone who's scared to, to move in their next chapter? Any last words you got for people?
All right. So I like 3 things to say, right? So
yeah.
Very quick and concise. Number one, if you are thinking about coaching and becoming a coach, if you feel like you can't do it for free, if you feel like you can't love what you do, you shouldn't be doing it, right? And you should have that experience of what you're coaching, and knowing that people are going to learn from you, and knowing that you're going to love what you do, right? Because you have to be a people person. You have to love people. You have to be sympathetic. You have to be empathetic. So that's number one. Number two, if you are on the fence of thinking of joining Daniel and Dev, you better hop over that fence, because Dan is the man. I call him Dan the man, right? Dev, he's on a whole different planet. I am telling you, he is going to make sure that you succeed. Dan is also going to hold you accountable, and they have super approachable 2 group coaching calls a week, 1 per person, and then 1 group individual coaching call. You can't beat that. You cannot beat that. And then also 24/7 access, clear, concise clarity on their program. They teach you exactly what to do, what to say. You have no confusion whatsoever when it comes to what are you trying to offer. On your offer, you're going to be super clear. And number 3, my Instagram is on the screen. So if you have any questions or any doubts, any concerns, you can always contact me. I'm super approachable too. DM me. We could book a Zoom call. It's free as well. And if you have any questions about what I do, or questions about what's my experience with Dan and Dev personally, hit me up. I'm approachable.
Yeah, I love it. Well, listen, again, I do these live interviews for a few things. Number one, to showcase people that we are legit. But secondly, like, to lead by example. Like, you want someone who you've impacted in your coaching program to say the same things for you. Like, what I'm hoping is that Erasmo starts doing the same type of thing with his own clients. Yes. And he starts sharing, he starts having someone come on saying, look, if you're skeptical of Erasmo, come book a call with me. I'll tell you all about it. I'll get you in the program, man. Stop thinking about it. It's why you're in your position. You overthink too much, right? That's the type of culture you want to be able to build. So the reason why I do these interviews is, yes, to showcase our success, but to also like lead by example of this is how it should be, right? right? This is how it should be. Yes, you should be marketing your own thing, but you should also, if you're good at what you do, and this is what it comes down to, right? If you're really good at what you do, you should show your own personal success, and you should show what you've done for your clients as well. If you're not doing this, right? When I talk to some of these coaches who are like, I'm great at what I do. All right, bro, where are the client testimonial interviews at? Oh, no. They're all private. Yeah, I've heard that before. Get your butt on live, man. Go share your wisdom. Go talk it out. That's how you start to build a following, and the right people are going to want personal access to you. If you don't believe it, I hope this interview inspired you of what's possible. I'm just a guy with a stuttering issue who built the stutter coaching business, and now I'm doing this, which is cray. Hey guys, how's it going? Look, I hope you're enjoying these videos so far. Quick question for you. If you are a coach looking to scale and launch your business, there's a link down below to book a free 45-minute session with either myself or my team. And basically what we do, we call these calls clarity calls, where our job is for us to look at your situation, not to sell you on this big thing that maybe we don't believe is possible for you, but to genuinely look at your situation. Where are you stuck? Where's the vision to go? And then us to offer clarity on your offer, on your mission, on your marketing plan, on your client acquisition process, on your program, whatever the case is. I'm a big believer in good karma. I'm a big believer in making an impact on people's lives, whether you work with us or not. So if that's you, I want you to click the link down below, fill in a quick application. You'll either talk to myself or my team. We'll look at your situation, give you the feedback. If it makes sense to work with us, great. If it doesn't, at least you got a free 45-minute call. So if that's you, click the link down below, and I promise it'll be worth your time. Back to the show.
To the moon. To the moon. You're in the moon right now, Dan.
Right? And so, yeah. And listen, I also want to make this very clear too, right? So a lot of you guys are like, well, I don't want to promise this thing to a client. And what if it doesn't work out and blah, blah, blah. Dude, I didn't know that Erasmo was going to move this fast or enroll 4 clients this quickly. But it's crazy how things work. You paint a vision, you market, you show up to people, and before you know it, man, magic happens. So I appreciate you, bro. I know I'm laggy, but I hope you guys can still hear the message. And yeah, man, I appreciate you. And to your success, let's keep rocking and rolling, baby. Anything else, sir?
I appreciate you and Dan, man. Do you and Dev, man, and also the family and in the community. Shout out to all you guys, man. You guys been a great deal of help and assurance to not only me but also everybody in it. We all hold each other accountable, and especially it comes down to the coaches, Dan and Dev, and it trickles down to you guys. So I appreciate that so much.
Yes, sir. Well, guys, if you have questions, reach out to Erasmo. Share some love down below. Lisa, I just saw that. You guys want a DNA and epigenetics coach? Lisa's your girl.
Yes, she is.
And so I appreciate you all. Have a phenomenal Wednesday night, and keep kicking butt. All right, bro. Peace.
Peace.